Well, cycling is really good if you're sitting at home feeling morose or sad for yourself. Getting out there and getting a bit of a breeze on your hair and clearing out the cobwebs of your brain and getting out there. Or it can be just like I do a lot of now, is where I'll just go for a little tootle with the dog along the boardwalk and meet a few cronies and go for what you could do in 5 minutes might take us 2 hours to do, just to go for a ride.
Cycling makes me feel free. You know, like as I said, you can walk, but there's something about cycling, literally, you know, the wind in your hair. You can go further. I don't drive, I've never driven. So I've become quite good at riding the trike, and there's some areas along here where it's got ups and downs and round the corners, and so I love that feeling of I speed up a little bit and go around the corners. But mostly it's the freedom that it gives me. I just feel great.
I've got a few things going on. You know, I'm a type 1 and I'm an insulin pump. Best thing ever. But having had bone issues with my legs for some time, and since I've had a couple of strokes, my balance has gone off. So I now use a stick a fair bit of the time. Good days and bad days, as you'd expect. But the bike the trike is a godsend for me because it lets me get out. I haven't driven my car more than 2 kilometres 3 times in the last year. I don't need to. I can live my life without it.
When we're out riding, we often have people come up and talk to us, mostly women with me for the trikes, and Ian, the men, for his recumbent trike. And yes, the comments are around the safety of them, people asking about the trikes because they're a bit higher up. But it's just a matter of practicing and learning how to safely ride one.
Even if you've never cycled before, there's options available like trikes, which give you a greater bit of stability. There's all manner of electric bikes of different sizes and heights now. But my advice would be just start on a basic bike. See how you go with that. I mean, I actually prefer a non-motorised bike myself because I'm actually exercising, not just going out. You always come back feeling in a better mood. Even if it's pouring down with rain, we love it. Puts the dog in a great mood and that puts me in a good mood.